And I don't know what it is, and it's going to be awesome!
Today's video is sponsored by the Song Songwriting Inspiration app. With Song, you can quickly organize over 6,000 guitar chords into major and minor keys and start writing more sophisticated, harmonically rich songs. Save your lyrical ideas and record quick melodies right inside the app to stay organized. Check out the Song Songwriting Inspiration app today. Links in the description. You ready to open this box?
Yeah!
Alright, let's figure out what this is. What could it be? Okay, now stay back for a second. Stay back while I open this. This company said, hey, do you want to look at something from our website? And I said, yeah. I looked at their website, and I picked something, and I picked it for you. Picked something for you this time. And you know what it's going to be? We're gonna find out. You ready? 1, 2, 3. We have to put it together. Look. Do you know what it's going to be?
What is it?
Look. It's a drum set. It's a drum set. It's a whole drum set, sweetie. We got a drum stool that you can sit on, and the whole bit. See, this is what's this called?
Nothing.
It's called hardware.
Hardware?
It's hardware.
I want to do the musical.
It looks like it's packed reasonably well. We've got a little look. It's a cymbal. Watch. Hang on, let me put my finger in there.
Let me try.
You try? Cool. Okay, this is the snare drum. Listen to that.
I'll try. Okay, we'll stop.
Cool. It's a snare drum. Yay! Now Daddy can have fun.
I'm trying to open the store here.
You opening the stool? Okay, take the plastic bag off the stool. Let me see. Is it stuck underneath this? Oh, I don't like it when they do stuff like that. See, the plastic is underneath the hardware. So you're going to be left with plastic. I don't like that. But that's okay. Well, we got a dent there too.
Is that for my piano?
No, it's not for a piano, but it's very similar to a piano throne. This is a drum throne. Actually, some people call it a stool, but drummers get mad when you call it a stool. They like it when you call it a throne. So this is your drum throne.
Because they want to look like royalty.
Royalty,
I'm
yep.
now!
And that's drummers for you. They think they're royalty.
Look at all
When
that
really they're
plastic
just madmen.
still on.
Okay, so here's what we get. Hang on, let's take inventory of what we get in this package. We get this little bracket. We get a cymbal stand. We get the bottom of our drum throne. We get, let's see, another one of those. That's a leg, actually, I think. Probably for the bass drum, I'm guessing. No, that's the bass drum leg. Let's see what we got. Okay, there's the bass drum pedal. There's another bass drum leg. And we have a set of sticks. Yes! Look at that. You want to try those
That's
off?
it. I'm going to become angry.
Alright, let's go ahead and set up the bass drum pedal. Okay, did they give you a drum key? They did. They did. They thought of everything. Hey, Ivy Sue. This is a drum key. You got your very own drum key.
It looks like a marshmallow on a stick.
It does, doesn't it? Except you wouldn't want to eat this. It would be very unappetizing.
It looked like a talking marshmallow.
It does look like a marshmallow. I know it. That's what Izzy said.
Hey, now.
Okay, tighten this up so it doesn't fall. There we go. Actually, I'm somewhat impressed by this little set so far. So, let's get our bass drum put together, I think. Alright, tom mounts, we've got our rims. Unscrew this. Okay. Okay. This is our bass drum. You'll see inside of it. Might be birch. Okay, so you can tell how many ply a drum
I
is
can do this.
by counting the number of rings on the rim, and this one appears to be 5 ply. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think there's 4 and 5 right there. 4 and 5. So this is a 5 ply rim. Seems fairly well made. I don't know if they staggered the. It looks like they did. You can see right here where this inner ply comes together right here on this line. Okay, you see that line? And the inner ply, the piece that you can see, comes together right there and is glued together. All right. So that is where this ply was glued. So they're staggered. They did stagger them, it looks like. So that's good. That's for added strength. Okay, so one of these goes on the outside and one will go on the inside. Now you want your feet, whichever end they're closest to, will be the front. So this right here is going to be the front. Right there. You can't see how this one is closer to this side than it is to this side. So this is the front. And this is the logo with the Glarry logo, and the other one's blank. So this one is the this is the resonant head. This is called the resonant head. That's the one that goes on the front. We'll line that up so it's going to look good when we get it all together. And then this goes on here like so. And then we take our lugs. And what I like to do on drum lugs is get a little bit of Vaseline and put some Vaseline on there, but I don't have any Vaseline. So what I'm going to use instead, I'm going to use this liquid wrench.
It's okay, I take it off.
Alright, so I'm just going to dip the end in there like that and get a little bit on it. Okay.
This for this, it looks like screws.
And that's just going to lubricate that in there. So you want to just tighten it down, just finger tight for now.
Look at it.
Don't tighten it. Oh, don't over tighten it. And you also want to stagger it when you put it together. You want to put the other one over here. So get a little bit more of that on there, and then just
Can we get a little bit on here?
That is a nylon washer, and don't forget those. It just helps things go smoother.
I want to.
Okay, we got a little bit of grease on there. Don't touch the grease, but touch this, and then put the end of that in the grease. No, get it down here to the side and roll it like this, so it gets a little bit everywhere. Okay. Alright, so just finger tight for now. You don't want to over tighten the heads. You will, especially on a cheap set like this, probably you'll end up busting the head if you over tighten it. I've probably put together hundreds of drum sets in my time. Managing and working at a music store, we've probably put together easily a couple hundred drum sets.
You worked at a music store?
Hey Dad.
Yeah.
Where can we get this?
Sure did. Around the time you were born, actually, sweetheart. Before you were born. And then I quit right about the time you were born. So
Why?
it's a long story. Okay, so these are the legs. I'm just going to go ahead and stick the legs in here since I just ran across them.
I built it.
Did you build it? Look what she did. Look, you did it. You put the throne on together. You put the throne together. Let me see. You want me to show you how to lock it in?
She's
Look.
like 4 years old.
You did a great job. One thing you forgot is this part right here. You want to, oops, get it all the way down on there. You did a great job though. All the way down there, and then tighten that little wing nut. So now look, you got your own drum throne.
Okay.
Hang on. Don't, you can't sit on it until you tighten the wing nut. Okay.
Alright, now are we going to do like the back?
Yep.
I'm very angry.
Same thing back here.
I love to drum. I'm just kidding. I'm performing.
You're performing.
Uh-huh.
You're doing a great job. You're a good performer.
I need to do it now.
Now, actually, before I put this on, this is a critical moment. If I want to kind of deaden this a little bit and make it a little more of a thuddy kind of bass, you can stick You can stick a little pillow or something inside of it. Bit on the large side, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to take the cover. I'm just going to use about half of this batting. Yeah, that should help. What that's just going to help with is just going to help this have more of a
sorry.
more of a dead sound like that instead of a. You see how it's going bow, 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 and it keeps going. You don't really want that on a bass drum, so you want to put some batting or something like that inside it, so it just gets a more like that.
Yep.
Okay. We'll take the batting and we'll kind of spread it out a little bit. So this will be a tip for any of you guys. If you order one of these for your kid and you want it to sound pretty good, you can actually, I'll be honest with you, I have recorded stuff with my friends, and all we used was a little drum set like this before. And we've actually played gigs where we just brought little drum sets like this to the gigs and set them up and just played like acoustics with a little tiny set like this, and it actually came out pretty fun and pretty cool. So even adults can have fun with something like this, but if you do this, you want to make sure you get something like this, some batting for pillows, and just kind of fluff it up a bit and put it inside your bass drum. You see this right here? This is an extra piece of hardware. It goes inside of here. If you strip one of these out, which happens sometimes, especially on these cheaper Chinese kits, you can take this piece off and you just unscrew it from the inside of the drum, take it off, and this thing right here just drops right in place, and so you have an extra one if you strip one out. That's what that's for. They give you an extra insert, they give you an extra nut, they give you an extra lug, but they don't give you washers that I needed. I need one more nylon washer. They shorted me one.
I see the washer.
You do? Where?
Right there.
This?
Mhm.
No, sweetie. No, that's no. The washer's the little round thing. That's this little, look. This little round Cheerio. This white. Did you find? There it is, right there. You did take it. Okay, you can do it there. That's fine. Okay. Do it there. We'll come across. We'll do it here until it's tight, and then we'll do it here. This one. That's too loose, and you can tell it's too loose because it's just there's too much of a throw there. So we're gonna give it a. We'll give it a turn there, and start with the hex key parallel to the rim. Come across to the other side. Give it a turn. Come across to this side. Give it a turn all the way around, or halfway. Half a turn, I suppose. Half a turn. No.
No one coming to me.
That's better. It's better, but it's still not exactly where I would want it, I don't think. So I want to come here one more time. I'll do another half turn. Half. Half. Half turn. And half turn. Now you can get something called something called a drum dial that you set down on here that actually measures the tension of the head at different points, and it makes drum tuning very, very easy, very quick. And if you're putting together a bunch of drum sets, it's a very good tool to have. We're gonna do the same thing to this side. I'm gonna get them finger tight. So we'll start with a bass line of finger tight. So as tight as I can get it with my fingers, right there. I'll come to the opposite side, tight as I can get it with my fingers. And this one, same thing, tight as I can get it with my fingers.
Dad?
Yes, sweetie.
Mama, I really want to say, vlogging.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Now, same thing, I'm going to come here, do a half, we'll do a full turn this time because I know that's about what we did on the other head. Okay, half, full. Half, full, we'll do a half and a full. Okay. Now let's hook up this drum pedal, bass pedal.
What?
Now this just goes right on the rim with this little latch here. If it's the first time you're putting together a drum set, put it right on there. This little wing nut right here tightens up, and that should tighten this down onto here by pushing this piece down. Okay, I can already already tell this is pretty far back. See how far back this throw is? This is pretty far off the drum, and you're having to push real far, real hard, actually, to get this to hit the drum. You have to really stomp on that. So, unfortunately, that's too far away, really. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move this. I think I can take this off, this nut, and then this piece will come off, and then I can move it to a different part. I can move this to a different part of the pedal. Maybe. We'll see how that works. Loosen this other side.
Oh no!
I mean,
I'm
it's
gonna
just
be so sad.
this is just a thing that if parents are trying to put this together on Christmas morning or something, like if their kids just got this for Christmas or a birthday, and they're trying to put this together without knowing anything about drum sets, this would be an obstacle for them. So what I have to do here is take this. Izzy, can you make sure you're filming correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Turn it one notch that way. I think
I can film with you.
I think that's gonna get it.
Did you have some film stuff?
This way instead.
My arm's getting tired.
Yeah, they have really screwed this up. This should be in a different position. They've made it almost impossible to get this bass drum to operate correctly. You have to hit it. If you move this back, you have to hit it too hard. If you move it forward, you can't get any sound. Okay, so here's another option. Here's another thing I can do. The other thing I can do is actually try to weaken this spring. I'm just going to actually tug on it a few times. That's going to weaken it. Now I've stretched it a little bit, so it's not quite as compressed, so it'll be a little weaker.
Can you build my perform okay?
Okay, now it's too weak. So I'm going to cut this down a little bit. Trying to get another hook in it. Like that. There we go. Way easier now. Now it might work. So if you get one of these sets like this, if you're a parent, you're thinking about getting this for your kid, grandkid, or something like that, just make sure you have the time to spend adjusting this stuff. Otherwise, they may be kind of disappointed and they won't be able to play it the way that they want it. Especially this right here. You may have to do some what I just did, weaken that spring. Maybe don't weak it quite as much as I did. You won't have to go to the lengths that I did chopping that off like that. But this is just the kind of crap you run into, man, when you're dealing with some of the cheaper Chinese stuff that's out now. But overall, this is going to be, I think this is going to be a cool little drum kit. I think usually, I don't know what they've done here. I think, well, they put their Glarry logo on the wrong side. Your snares should always be on the bottom of your snare drum. And you can see right here, they're on the side with the logo. But they should always be on the bottom. So, I'm going to put the logo on.
Who cares about the Glarry logo?
Yeah, I'm not worried about it either. These are kind of notorious for coming loose and also for stripping out. This hardware.
You just don't let me have another one.
What?
To perform this, okay?
You're gonna be able to perform here in just like 1 minute. One thing I'll say also is that if you are getting a kit like this and you don't know anything about drums or putting together a drum set,
Do not buy it for free.
I didn't see any instructions, so you're gonna want to probably follow a video like this if you're interested.
But don't buy it for free.
If you've never put a drum kit together before.
Don't buy a drum kit.
Don't buy free though. That's exactly right. Never buy free.
Unless you're a genius like this dude.
Okay. kicks 1 second. Watch this. You ready? 1, 2, ready, and. Okay. Get your drum.
My ears!
Sit down. Sit down right there. Put your foot down here. Stomp on it. Stomp. Stomp with your foot. Watch. You ready? Okay, I'm going to show you your first drum lesson. I'm going to, you hit your, no, leave your foot on there. Leave your foot on. Okay, you ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Foot, hand, foot, hand, foot, hand, foot,
Let me
hand.
try.
You do foot, hand. Yeah, you're doing it. Foot, hand. Good job.
Alright, should I end the video?
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it for our Glarry drum set. If you like this video, hit subscribe below. And now we'll see y'all later.
And also, we should make another video where we do drum lessons for her.
Yeah.
You have to wait for me when it's my turn.
Okay, so a little postscript on this drum set video. I set my big fat adult butt down on this stool and the whole thing slid down. That's because this rivet that they put in here to attach these two pieces was just very weak actually, and it wasn't even in there very far. It's not a big enough rivet. So, you know, keep that in mind. That might be something else you'll have to do. I'm going to replace it with a nut and bolt. Okay, now on to brass tacks. Would I recommend purchasing one of these drum kits if you're in the market for one for your kid or your grandkid or something like that? Yeah, I definitely would. Other than the couple of little quirks that we sort of worked out along the way, this thing was fairly well built. The bass drum is a decent size. It's a 13-inch bass drum. The snare is 10 inches, and the little tom is 8 inches. And they were fairly well made. Like I said, I think they're like 5-ply, maybe even birch. The closest thing that I could find on Amazon was not nearly as nicely built for this, about the same price, around $69 you can get this kit, which although it's in a little neater wrapping, I guess if you're a kid, it's not built as well. You can see that it doesn't have any resonant heads on the bottom of the drums, and also there are no lugs on the bass drum, so it's just not as well put together of a kit. Also, if you look at the first act kits that they sell on Amazon, those are upwards of $100, and although they're similarly built and they do have nice little wraps on them, they're for the extra money, I would say definitely go back and look at the Glarrys, because it's a better deal. The only thing I could find that was even comparable to the Glarrys, in terms of quality, it looked like on Amazon, was about $85. So definitely a good buy. I would say all day long it's worth every penny of the $69.99.